Sarah didn't mind babysitting, especially not in the summer. At 17, she was saving for a used car and taking whatever job she could get through the neighborhood Facebook group. Most gigs were easy, so when a message came in about an overnight job in the Garden District with triple the usual rate, she jumped at it. No kids, just an elderly woman who needs someone in the house overnight. Nothing more. The couple who hired her, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, were strange, even by New Orleans standards, wealthy, well-dressed, and distant. They barely looked her in the eye. The house, by contrast, was stunning, modern, glassy, almost too perfect, sitting oddly sterile in a city known for charm and decay. Before they left, Mrs. Jones pulled her aside. "No guests, and don't go into the basement." Inside, the woman she was meant to watch sat motionless in a high-backed chair in the parlor. Yvette, old, frail, and mute. Her white hair was combed back neatly. Her eyes were milky, but they followed Sarah too closely. By 9 p.m., Sarah was scrolling her phone, curled up on the couch, the strange silence of the house gnawing at her. At one point, she could have sworn she saw Yvette reflected in the kitchen window, standing, not sitting. But when she turned, the chair was empty. At 11:17 p.m., everything changed. The power surged, the lights flickered, and then came a sound, a dry, cracking noise from the parlor. Sarah crept toward it, phone flashlight shaking in her grip. Yvette was no longer in the chair. Instead, claw marks dragged down the wall behind it. Something scraped across the ceiling above. Then the scream. It didn't sound human. What followed was a blur of terror. Yvette crawling upside down along the hallway ceiling, her mouth unhinged and eyes pitch black. Furniture thrown like twigs, the air simmering with heat. The demon, no longer Yvette, spoke in a deep, bubbling voice. "You shouldn't have come here, not tonight." Sarah ran. The doors were locked. Her phone screen cracked as it was yanked from her hand by invisible claws. She stumbled through rooms that began to change, mold growing on the pristine white walls, pictures melting, furniture aging before her eyes. She made it to the second-floor bedroom and locked the door. The thing outside whispered to her through the keyhole, "Yvette died years ago." At dawn, when the first light hit the blinds, the demon shrieked and vanished into a cloud of soot. Sarah didn't wait. She leapt out the window, cutting her arm on the way down, and in barefoot for what felt like miles. A gas station appeared like a beacon. The clerk, shocked by her appearance, called the police. But when they arrived at the address, there was no modern house. Only a rotting husk, half collapsed, with vines crawling over the broken frame. No furniture, no power, and certainly no sign of the Jones. One of the officers turned to her, grim-faced. "This house has been abandoned since Katrina. No one's lived here in over 20 years.